Sexy Mike.
Sexy Mike.
I don't know why I call him that.
I don't know why you think he's sexy. And he's got Joe Mixon, who's going to come back once he's not injured. I think it could even be this week. So, have you been receiving any trade offers? Because there's been one member that has been really, well,
Has it been David?
Boompa, I don't even consider his trade offers because they're just the most...
They're always just to poke the bear.
Yes. Obviously, things can change, but as of Wednesday night, Mark is a 23-point favorite.
The Mr. Unlimited Award this year goes to none other than Sam.
All right. Welcome to weeks 1 and 2. This is our first episode in the season. We had our pre-draft episode. I'm in a different location tonight. You might notice I'm somewhere, and I am joined by my special guest tonight, and that is, of course, Jacob Ambrose.
Hey, everyone.
So, the question is, are we so back? And I'm not quite sure that we are.
Well, we're going to make the podcast.
We're making the podcast, but, you know, we got to get back into the groove here. Starting off the night, what are your thoughts just on the NFL in general right now?
Well, I mean, it's a different story week 1, week 2, right?
Definitely.
Week 1, and I saw this stat somewhere on Facebook or on the internet. Entering in Sunday Night Football, we had no players score more than 30 points. And that hadn't happened in like over 20 years.
Is that counting PPR?
Yes, PPR.
Okay.
And then, of course, Sunday Night Football happens, and the Bills and the Ravens combined for 81 points total. So fantasy-wise, it was a beast of a game and kind of helped propel Mr. Six Cents Boompa to a win. Yeah. So then week 2, very different story, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had some monster performances by a variety of guys, especially the Dallas-New York game featured many 30-point, almost 40-point players. Also, the Lions lioned all over the Bears. So it's a tale of 2 weeks, and so we'll see what week 3 brings. How about you? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I just remember last year it was just really odd start to the season for a few weeks. I think it was with 4 or 5 weeks. It was
weird. Scores were lower. Didn't really have like the feed it to Jamar Chase game like he had last week.
Right.
It just was a really balanced, coordinated attack rather than kind of a dominant performance by a single player.
Yep. Let's quickly just give some airtime to everybody's teams here. We have 3 teams, not everybody's fantasy teams, NFL teams. There are 3 teams that are cheered for across our league. Do you know what they are?
Well, the Vikes, the Packers. Are you considering Boompa a Cowboys fan? Cause
I am considering him a Cowboys fan.
He is not. It depends on when you ask him, but he tells me he's not a Cowboys fan since basically the glory days.
I'm sure he's going to watch this and he'll let us know in a long form text tomorrow exactly how he feels. NFC North. Mark Miltimore was watching some power ranking videos.
Gosh.
And he was watching a whole NFL.
Okay.
And they had the Green Bay Packers as like number 8 overall power ranking. In the NFC North, they ranked that division as well. They had Packers 1, Bears 2, Lions 3.
Wait. Was this preseason?
This is preseason.
Oh, okay.
Lions 3, Vikings 4. Now, from what I've seen from the Packers and what I've seen from the Vikings, I have to say I'm feeling pretty down about the Vikings this year. Maybe it's just because we were at that game in person.
We can't go to homecoming games. We went to the Adrian Peterson coming off the injury game. Bad. Come to the Adam Thielen's finally home game.
Terrible.
Yes. I think there's some recency bias. You just gotta live. It's okay. I wouldn't panic. It's week 2. They're 1-1.
It sounds like some real copium there. All I know is that the Packers have looked actually really good, and I'll give the boys and I'll give Mark credit to their team. I'll give some clout and I'll put some respect on the name. They're looking pretty good this year.
Yeah.
So, which is just so annoying. But Cowboys, you are kind of a big Cowboys believer this year, aren't you?
Not on purpose. I'll tell you that much. I somehow drafted 2 of them, RB1 in Javonte and wide receiver 2 in Pickens, and just picked up Ferguson to be my starting tight end. This is by no means a coordinated, let's pick up some Cowboys, but I mean, they are putting up points. They did very well against a very good defense in Philly. They put up, I don't remember what the final score was for their game against the Giants, but I mean, it was like 40-37 or something. It was big, and so the offense is putting up points. So hop on the wagon, I guess.
I guess so. I want to stay far away from them. You keep trying to offer me Williams and Pickens, and it's heck no every time.
Okay.
Let's look at some of the stuff from week 1 in our league, and I guess we'll look through week 1 and 2.
Yeah. So, where would you like to start? I've got a couple notes on a couple different games. Actually, just about. Every game
let's
I
just
have
start
at
in
least
let's
something
start
to
in week 1. I'll pull up the scoreboard in week 1.
say. Okay. Who would you like? Which?
Let's go my game versus Ross right away. Week 1.
All right, your game versus Ross. This is actually one that I don't have a ton of notes on because I thought it was a pretty more straightforward. You won. I didn't think there was. I mean,
Xavier Worthy.
There was the talk.
Well, okay, so Xavier Worthy
Yes.
got injured. Sucks.
Very quickly.
Yep, 0 points. So my wide receiver actually did score 0 points, Ross. A.J. Brown obviously underperformed. Jamar Chase obviously underperformed.
Speaking of A.J. Brown, by the way, did you see he scored 300% more points this in week 2 than week 1?
Amazing.
I know, right?
With what, 6?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Ross was trying to sell off Jalen Warren week 1 in the middle of the game, and he actually ended up being one of his top scorers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's a bad look for Ross to kind of talk the trash that he did and end up losing to the idiot.
I gotta say, maybe I'm just noticing this now, but Ross's bench sucks.
Yeah.
Let me just rattle it off for everybody. Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, Travis Hunter, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall, and Isaiah Pacheco.
Hey, Chris Olave is a former first-round draft pick in our league.
First round our league draft pick. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
That is a really bad bench.
It's a pretty shallow bench.
I'm
that's for
guessing,
sure.
and he's got Tet McMillan in
Hey,
his flex.
don't call him that.
Oh, can I not?
No, his mama doesn't like that.
Okay, Tetaroa.
He's Hawaiian. That's why he's on Ross's team.
Hawaiian, yes. Okay, well, looks like, honestly, if anybody's in a position to make a trade, it's Mr. I Love to Trade himself, which would be...
Yeah, but the issue with Ross's trades is you think my trades are trash. His are even worse.
I mean, Ross will just wear you down by sending trades over and over until you're like, just stop, because they're always trash.
Yes. I mean, Luke, as much as you might be thinking Ross's bench isn't the best, you do have 2 suspended players on your bench.
No, yes.
And this is
Come week
also week
6,
1. Yes.
come week 6, I'm going to have full
Isn't it
force.
Week 8 or 9? Isn't he suspended for 8
He's
weeks?
only suspended for 6.
Kansas City luck, huh?
You know what's also crazy? I just saw this. I wonder how the Swifties are going to react. All the Kansas City players were wearing a free Rashi Rice shirt
Oh.
to the game.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, this is a really bad look because
Yeah.
he just like
Hit and run.
hit and run and has shown no remorse for it.
Yeah.
So Travis Kelce was indeed wearing, and it's like, you can't be engaged to Taylor Swift and be doing that.
Okay. Well, that's that game. Which game do you want to move on to?
Let's see what the next one is. Frame Train versus the Sixth Sense. Oh man.
Poor Benton.
Poor Benton.
Scored the second most points in the league this week.
By only 0.6.
Still a very comfortably top 4 though.
Yes.
Very comfortably
okay,
top
yes,
4.
Definitely.
And went against the juggernaut who has the whole Bills offense starting.
It's a little out of control. Boompa's whole scheme here.
It works. The Bills offense alone.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
Josh, James,
Those three
Dalton
players scored
Kincaid.
75 points for him in week 1.
it's ridiculous.
But, again, as Benton pointed out in the group text, Bad Luck Benton is alive and well.
He
in
is alive and
2025.
well. Definitely. Yes, he is. I mean, Benton's team for the auto draft isn't looking terrible.
No.
Starting Scary Terry, interesting choice. He was going against the Giants, who have proved to be more capable than anybody would have thought.
I watched that game because it was one of the national broadcasts, and there was just a couple of timing issues, a couple drops that just due to the holdout, the announcers were thinking that there's just some timing issues that still need to be worked out, even though they played last year.
Surprisingly enough, Sam, your first round draft pick from last year, did have a good game last week.
The Colts,
20 points.
Colts might be good.
It is crazy to me that some of these teams are actually out here playing good football. Oh, man. So, yeah, not much to say there other than that Boompa's doing his classic strategy. Ride Derrick Henry's legs to the end, and Josh Allen and James Cook.
Do a
and
full Buffalo Bills stack.
Yes, I mean, week 2 you'll see it gets even more ridiculous, and I have some thoughts about that. Tightest game of the week last week was your game versus the Puget Sound Pounders. Still a terrible name, might I add.
Oh, this was so sad. So,
where do you think you went wrong?
I don't think I necessarily went wrong anywhere. I mean, I didn't see Javonte Williams scoring 20 points.
No.
I should have known that Joe Burrow was not going to do well. He never starts well.
Never starts strong.
But he played in the preseason, so I had some hope. The Steelers gave up 32 points to the Jets. Didn't see that one coming. But if you want to boil this game down, this game was lost because Dan Carlson missed one field goal.
Ooh.
He...
Let's start the campaign now. Rule change season next summer. Are we nixing the kicker?
I've always been for that. I luckily have one of, in my opinion, the better kickers. Of course, he cost me the game week 1, but he missed a field goal, which is -1 point. And even if it's a 30-yard field goal or less, 39 yards or less, that's 3 points. So that's a net difference of 4 points, which would have made me the winner in this game.
Well, we're going to revisit this topic in a few minutes because I've got something to say about that as well. Yeah, really just a sad loss for you. I mean, Emeka Egbuka, who we are deeming Sexy Meek.
Not to be confused with wide receiver 1 there.
Yes, Sexy Mike. He's a star. He is injured now. How do you feel about that? He's questionable.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not
IR or anything.
Yeah, no, I saw him getting work done Monday night.
Also want to point out a little somebody named Breece Hall. Scored 16.5 points. I think that's more than he did in 2024 ever.
No. He had a couple good games.
Let me see his game log because.
Well, you're not going to go back to. Can you go back to 2024?
Let me see. Oh no, I can't.
Yeah. All right. So last game.
I don't want that.
Last game of week 1, we got Cheese Whiz
versus the Well Diggers.
Cheese Whiz gets a nice, cupcake matchup to start the game. I'm just kidding, Sam.
Well, Sam's team does take a few weeks to adjust to, what's real life. Is Kenneth Walker going to be good? Is Jameson Williams a start? Is Tyrone Tracy Jr. worth a start? Honestly, the running back situation in the Well Diggers is looking pretty bleak.
Hey, but he still has his boyfriend, Tyreek Hill.
8 points for him.
Hey, but he goes off week 2. Spoiler alert. But Well Diggers, defends the title nice and well. Starts the season 1-0. Kenneth Walker is just the ultimate enigma of a running back, at least so far this season. Him and Zach Charbonnet splitting carries about 60-40, with Walker getting more carries. And in the first week, Walker did little to nothing with his carries, and Charbonnet went off.
Yep.
And then in week 2, Walker had 10 carries for 100 and some yards.
Yeah.
And Charbonnet had 15 carries for 10 yards.
Yeah,
just
ridiculous. Totally flipped script.
Yeah. So it's talk about just don't really know what's going on.
Yep. I did pick up Charbonnet.
Yeah. Thankfully, you
Um,
didn't start him.
No. Let's go back to let's transition to week 2 here.
Okay. So before we talk week 2, I want to. Tight ends are always like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts. We all know someone's got to have a turn with him. Almost everyone has him on your team at some point this year. Kyle Pitts scored 12.9 points, I think, in week 1.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I am so excited. Come Wednesday, who's going to pick up Kyle Pitts? No one did.
Nobody picked him up. But that does not mean
So,
that we are suffering in the tight end department. I've been pleasantly surprised that tight end numbers, which were down last year, there were really bad tight
they
ends
were
last year.
You were happy to get 8 or 9 points from your team.
Out of Travis Kelce.
Well, Travis Kelce's washed.
Yeah, I know he is, but I didn't know that last year, okay?
It's
But-
a keeper.
I mean, so week 2, for example, Dalton Kincaid may have been the worst performing. Let me see.
Well, that was just
Oh,
part
no.
of the game script.
Sam Laporta. Ooh.
He in week 2.
Yeah, week 2, Sam Laporta scored
Scored
5 points.
Okay, 5 points. So let's
Yeah.
just go through the games. All I was trying to say is I'm always on Kyle Pitts' watch. I can't wait to see who is going to be the team that gets desperate enough that believes in the lie that is Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
Because someone will. It was almost me. I'm not going to lie. It was almost me. But I didn't. I've stayed strong. Week 1 is always, after week 1, between 1 and 2, is overreaction week.
Yep.
And it's who can stay strong and trust their research, their instincts of who they drafted and who doesn't stay strong. Last year, do you know who I had on my team early in the season?
Who'd you have?
Chase Brown and Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
They were not on my team to end the season, and that stunk.
Yep.
So,
They ended up, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through my matchup. This is just how it is on my computer. So my matchup with Boompa, I ended
Yes.
up winning handily.
yeah.
Kind
of.
But at a point in time, I
was-
had 43 points to make up.
Prior to Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had 43 points to make up, and I had Baker, Bijan, and who else was it? Oh, the Vikings defense.
Mm-hmm.
I had Baker, Bijan, and the Vikings defense, and Boompa throws in the towel, and he goes, "Oh man, nice win on this one, idiot."
Yeah.
And he just gave up. Like, I have seen a quarterback and a running back combined for less than 20 points before.
Less than 10 points.
Less than 10.
Yeah.
And
I
so
mean, look at his running back. Scored
yes,
2.3.
Right. Why not Josh Allen and Derrick Henry, have the same amount of points as Baker Mayfield and Bijan Robinson? Seems like a very fair comparison. And if it can happen to them, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
So, Boompa, that was kind of weak of you. I'm not going to lie. So that's all that you have to say about my matchup with Boompa.
So, just fun tidbit that may only interest me. Do you know how close Boompa was to hitting his projected score?
How close?
Half a point.
That's pretty insane. I mean,
I feel like that is does not happen. He was projected 141.2 and finished 141.7. Isn't that crazy?
it is kind of crazy. I'm looking at his scores, and
Like,
most of them are pretty spot on. Obviously, the big one is Derrick Henry was underperformed,
and
but
Josh Allen.
but his defense and kicker made up for that.
Right, and James Cook.
Oh, I would like to point out, if you notice on Boompa's team, the 3 starting Buffalo players has ballooned to 1, 2, 3, 4 starting Buffalo players with Matt
One on the
Prater.
bench.
With Matt Prater, the kicker. And yes, Khalil Shakir is sitting on the bench. Now, I thought about this. This is actually a brilliant strategy because if they get down into field goal range, if they get into the red zone, obviously he's got Josh Allen, who's either going to run it in or pass it in. James Cook, who's either going to run it in or receive a little slot pass into it. Dalton Kincaid, who might get a
catch a
pass
pass.
in. So Josh Allen is involved in any
And
situation
Josh Allen or James Cook
Or
is
James
scoring
Cook
every touchdown.
is scoring every touchdown. And if they don't, if they go, get to fourth down and they're on the 30, guess who gets 4 points for a 40-yard field goal?
Matt Prater.
Matt Prater. So this is, in the same stroke, genius and also extremely broken and stupid, because that's a guaranteed, he's guaranteed in some game, in one of the games every week, he's guaranteed points on every drive that they get past the 50, essentially.
I mean, yes, but I mean, it's. I would say it's possibly more volatile.
I don't think so. I think it's more guaranteed points.
What happens if Buffalo doesn't score? What if they have another super snow blizzard where they can only run the ball and it's 20-mile-per-hour winds?
I mean, I'll take all the away games where that's not happening.
Okay.
And I'll take all the home games where that's not happening. And the off chance that I feel like this is actually broken
So,
because of the freaking touchback rule.
So
They're starting most drives at the 35.
So are you going to trade Jonathan Taylor for Bucky Irving
Why would I do that?
so you can copy Boompa?
I don't want that.
Oh,
Because guess what?
Broken.
No, because Bucky Irving is a very different story from James Cook. James Cook is getting a majority of the carries. Bucky Irving was sharing carries last night with
Rashad White.
Yes, with
Yes,
Rashad White.
Rashad
And
White.
guess what? Rashad White was looking good.
He scored the game winner. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay. I didn't know. So it's not necessarily just a blanket statement that you want to do, but it depends on the players and the team.
No, I mean if you had Lamar and Derrick Henry, and then you got the Ravens kicker,
Okay.
that would be a setup that I'd be going for because you're guaranteed points.
Okay.
Now, this is my chance to campaign for I want to get rid of kickers next season. So I'll be sponsoring that because I want to get rid of them because I feel like they're stupid. I feel like they're dumb.
I've become more pro kicker, not going to lie.
All right. Well, I guess let me know what you guys think. Anyway, that's my matchup in week 2. Little rant there. Matchup number 2 that we're going through, all boom, no bust versus the Frame Train.
At one point, this was going to be just an absolute crushing by Ross. I
Yeah.
think at one point he was projected 180-some points. And then Monday night happened. Frame Train just unfortunately did not show up the same way he did week 1.
Not at all.
And I got some really unfortunate news for the Frame Train. I saw a stat that the 2 least efficient running backs are Ashton Genty and Chase Brown.
A really condemning stat to have on your team there.
But you hope they'll regress to the median, right?
Definitely.
But yeah, Ross was projected 180 some points, and then Hampton scores 3.5. Who else? Brock Bowers only scored 8. Something else must have happened. Who knows? But he was projected major points.
Brandon Aubrey got 23.
Yeah, I'm well aware that guy's busted.
He is
the cheat code.
He is the cheat code. That's true.
Look at the kicker comparison.
Yeah, 23
to
points
1.
to 1. That's another point in favor of no kickers.
You got to make sure you get a good kicker.
I guess, but
Benton pointed out, good waiver pickup with the Ravens defense. 15 points out of a defense. In my mind, that's like an extra 10 points than I would be expecting.
so unfortunately for Benton, he starts the season 0-2, the only one to start the season 0-2.
I noticed you didn't bring up that you're the only one 2-0.
I don't want to brag.
You
I'll let it speak for itself.
How good do you feel after your previous seasons where you were really, really down on yourself?
I'm feeling good about my team, but I recognize that the wide receiver situation on my team is it's a house of cards.
I hear that there's this guy that plays for a really good offense, George Pickens.
Okay, I don't want freaking Pickens.
All right, let's go to the next game.
I've had 2 trade offers or 3 already from you with Pickens always in it. It's like it's an automatic no when it's Pickens.
I
Just
also
get it through
included
your head.
Amon Ra in one of them, and you said no.
All right, your matchup. You were the top scorer for week 2.
Well, that's what happens when you have a 39, a 37, a 25, and a 22-point players, in spite of Justin Fields doing worse than Joe Burrow, who only played like a quarter of his game. Justin Fields, bad showing after balling out against what's supposed to be a good Steelers defense.
You could have really you could have had a high score.
I could have. If you assume that he scored 20 points instead of 4, that puts me up to 190. Dan Carlson, thanks for bouncing back, buddy. 12 points. Love it. Cheese Whiz, it was projected to be a pretty close game.
Yeah.
I was watching it for a while. It was right around anywhere from 40 to 60% between the two of us. But then, and I got really nervous when Devontae Adams scored his touchdown. That I think actually put Cheese Whiz projected to win. But Lad McConkey didn't do great. Kyron, sorry.
All you have to look at, though, to know that this was, I mean, it's just Amon-Ra and Neighbors.
Yeah.
That
was nice.
That's crazy. Almost 80 points between the two of them.
Oh, right.
Which is just insane. And what's really sad is, like, Mark couldn't really have done any better. His bench was absolute trash. I mean, you swap out Keon Coleman for DJ Moore. That's the only swap that gets you any more points.
And
it gets you 4 points.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that Mark has a bad bench. I actually don't hate his bench. Mooney, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Aaron Jones, the Hawk, DJ Moore. All of these guys, I think, have a much higher ceiling than
you know what?
even Keon
I wonder
Coleman.
if Mark is wishing he had an IR slot right now, with Jones being on the IR.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's got to make a difficult decision.
He
and that is
likes
what
the
fantasy
difficult.
football is all
He
about.
likes the difficult decisions,
Yep.
and this is one of them.
Yep.
He's feeling it. I'm surprised, speaking of injuries, that Christian McCaffrey, there was a lot of talk about him nursing that calf.
He actually talked about this because I was following it quite closely, as you can imagine. And he's like, as a guy that has the injury history that I do, and with fantasy football being so big, I understand. But it was a little overblown for me just getting a little extra rest at practice.
Hannah was asking me if the football players are aware that fantasy football is.
Did you let her know that they get threats?
I did not know they got threats.
Yeah, some people take fantasy football a little serious. Probably like our friend at the Vikings game, a couple rows down.
Oh yeah, I should show that. I might show that.
That video wasn't you missed.
I missed the peak of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was a fight that was going on in the absolute nosebleeds.
Hey, still great seats.
Yep. All right, so the Puget Sound Pounders went head-to-head with the Well Diggers. David seems to attract tight games. Or at least he is this season.
And David, early last season, was a really low-scoring team.
So was Sam.
True. But that's just an observation. But Sam pulls out the win. It is actually a lucky win. He did not score in the top 4. Boompa had to pay for it with his unlucky loss. Bucky Irving, nice game. Kenneth Walker, like we talked about, nice bounce back game. And Tyreek Hill finally had a 30-yard catch or 30 yards or longer catch since first time in like 2 years, I want to say.
Crazy.
Juwan Johnson, great pickup by
Good
Sam.
pickup, yeah.
And then we also have to talk about how the Broncos defense scored negative -5 points for David.
Right. Yeah, that really sucked for them.
Yeah. Well, especially David. Rome on the bench as well.
Rome on the bench, the 31 points.
I mean, Sam's bench in general just was crazy. 31 for Rome, 16 for Cooper Kupp, almost 19 for Jamison Williams, and Juwan Jennings. If he's on the bench, he scores.
Yep. I like what I'm seeing out of Rome this year. Obviously watched the week 1 matchup.
Yep.
And he was making some really great catches. Caleb Williams was giving him every excuse to not get the ball, and Rome was making the play. So
Yep.
he's one to watch.
Yep. And as I alluded to, still no one with Kyle Pitts. Even after some of these tight end performances. He only scored 9 points, I want to say, in week 2. But 9 points is nothing to scoff at for a tight end.
Right. All right. With that being said, I feel like we should we'll just quickly preview what's going to be happening in week 3 here. 2-0 meets 0-2 in my matchup versus the Frame Train. So we'll see if there's a complete fortune reversal there.
I mean, it's projected to be a
0.1.
point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Boompa takes on Ross. Battle of the historically great teams. Also projected to be very close.
Very
The
high-scoring game, too.
greatest disparity is between you and Sam. Sam is projected 133. Don't know if there's an injury still sitting on that roster or something, or if that's just how it is.
I think that just might be how
It
it
just
is.
might be how it is. And Puget Sound versus the Wiz. So that's another projected very close game. This is kind of, I feel like this is our first week of, all right, we're going to start seeing who the good teams are and who really shouldn't be considered a contender, who's more of a pretender.
Usually we do that right after week 4. We kind of give a quarter season.
I say that though in the sense that there's 4 1-1 teams going against each other, so 2 of them will progress to be 2-1, while 2 of them progress to be 1-2. You know what I'm saying?
We could next week we could be talking about 4 2-1 teams and 4 1-2 teams very easily.
Very true. I don't know how easily I want to admit that is. Yeah, my hold on victory over Benton is pretty tenuous, I would say.
Guessing Justin Jefferson has a big game this week going against Jamar Chase.
With who's throwing to him? Carson Wentz?
Yeah,
Love it.
he's got an arm.
All right. Back to reality here. Let's go through some of the weekly awards.
So, do you want to do award by award and do both weeks?
I'll do
or-
both weeks. I'll go
Okay.
award by award.
Okay.
So the Gritty Award, obviously this award is going to whoever scored the most points in the week. You already know it if that was you. Boompa gets the week 1 Gritty. Jacob, you are the recipient of the week 2 Gritty.
Woo.
The best bench in week 1, that goes to Benton. Benton in week 1. Let me remind myself who he had that he missed out on. He had 88 points total sitting on his bench. Zay Flowers with the 28. Michael Pittman Jr., a
20.
former.
Yep.
Yeah, he had 20. J.K. Dobbins, I don't know if... Yeah, J.K. Dobbins outperformed all of his running backs that he started, which were 3. Genty, Brown, and Kamara. So, Benton, you get the best bench for week 1. Best bench for week 2 actually goes to Uncle Sammy for having Rome.
Well, and we talked about it's more than just even Rome. He had Cup, Jamison Williams,
Right.
and of course, if he's on the bench, he scores. Jawan
Jennings. The waiver winner for week 2, because week 1 doesn't really have any waiver moves that were notable. The waiver winner for week 2 is, again, Sam is winning this award for his pickup of
Juwan Johnson.
That
That basically won him that game.
it did win him that game. So good on you, Sam. You are making moves. Historically, not a very Sam award.
Historically, not a very Sam award at
Historically, usually David, Ross, Jacob.
all. Yeah. Usually we see Sam on the next award.
Yes, which is Mr. Unlimited. He was the season winner of the Mr. Unlimited award. Now, I'm sure it will come down to dirty commissioner accusations that always seem to fly around this award, especially when people maybe notice that it's both of my opponents from both weeks who are receiving this award. So, yes, Ross is receiving the Mr. Unlimited award for his comment, "My wide receiver could score 0 and still beat you." My wide receiver actually ended up scoring 0 points, and I ended up beating you. So you can suck that, Mr. Unlimited. And I don't know. My opponent in week 2 was, of course, Boompa, and he's getting the Mr. Unlimited award for the aforementioned giving up text that he sent me at like 3:00 or whatever.
It
No
was-
legs on my
It
no
was, no. It was like 6 or 7. It was like
I
right
don't
before
know.
the Vikings game.
no legs on my team this week. Nice win, idiot. Come on. You can't give up like that, Russ, okay? You're Mr. Unlimited for the week. So congratulations to all of our winners. Reminder that the more you win, the more likely you are to get the seasonal award. Whoever wins it the most gets the seasonal award. Our seasonal gritty from last year was indeed Ross. Our seasonal best bench went to, I believe it was Sam.
Yes.
His best bench was Sam. The waiver winner was, oh man, I've got to look this up.
Who, it doesn't matter. But we all know who the Mr. Unlimited award was last year.
Let me see. I've got the seasonal awards. They're all gone.
That's okay.
Okay.
But
I'm so okay.
Sam won Russell Wilson of the week last year.
Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, was Sam last year. So that being said, we have anything else to discuss? Or you want to send this one to the outro?
I quick personal shout out to Benton. I tuned into his soccer game last night. Fun fact, they were up 3-2. 15 minutes left. Augsburg ties it. And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm bad luck. I can't watch his games. I keep watching.
No.
His team scores in
Oh.
the last 2 minutes on a PK. It was a great game to watch.
That's a classic Rob Peipel. Don't let him score in the first 5 or the last 5.
Benton somehow did both.
Way to go, Benton.
Congrats, Benton, on the win.
Hey,
last
good
night.
job on the
First
win.
Conference win.
First conference win. That's a big deal. I didn't even know that.
Mm.
I should pay attention more.
Mm.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you all next week, hopefully. And, all right, double down on love, baby. See ya.
Sexy Mike.
Sexy Mike.
I don't know why I call him
I
that.
don't know why you think he's sexy. And he's got Joe Mixon, who's going to come back once he's not injured. I think it could even be this week. So, have you been receiving any trade offers? Because there's been one member that has been really, well,
Has it been David?
Boompa, I don't even consider his trade offers because they're just the most.
They're always just to poke the bear.
Yes. Obviously, things can change, but as of Wednesday night, Mark is a 23-point favorite.
The Mr. Unlimited award this year goes to none other than Sam.